Buongiorno, io vado a parlare in inglese, però buongiorno a tutti, good morning to everyone. So happy to be with you, my partners in such a beautiful ideal we have, the family. So I'm a case of optimism. As you can see, it's the first time Brazil has a national secretariat for the family, and our Ministry of Human Rights turned to be the Ministry of Women, Family, and Human Rights. So that means, thank you, that means that they are aware that if women and family go well, human rights are going to happen, because the family is the first place where you learn to respect. It's the place you learn all about recognition of the other. It's the place, as we say in Portuguese, copertença, copertença. We belong. There's a belonging sense, no? And it's the place the other becomes normative. You learn to live with others and respect others. So, at this time is an historic moment for Brazil. We have the focus on family. That means it's a transversal topic. All public policies, the president wants, all public policies are gonna talk of the family, talk to the families, talk from the family, talk to the family, asking always, is it good for the family? Is this public policy good for the family? That is no. The third thing is we talk a lot about sustainability, ecology and everything. And we want, in Brazil now, sustainability of relationships, strong families, where we're going to talk not all about emotions and all about affectivity in the family, like how a person is loved from the family and can improve, secure of itself because they are loved and respected in the family. And there's going to be no bullying and all that, all those things that happens when you get out of the family. Because you're secure and people learn to love each other. And also, we are sure that what is obvious since Aristotle, that if the family goes well, you have social and economic development. Aristotle developed this theory, that oikonomia, household, if it goes well, you're going to have a polis, the city, the public economic is going to go well because people can work better and can think about the common good much more, and are not self-interested, So we also see that the family, embraces all public policies in the sense that from birth to that, the policies are inside the family. If we want to protect life, family is needed. Now, we say that in our ministry, it's so beautiful. We have a minister, Damaris, that's going all around the world to show that Brazil is gonna protect life since its conception. And she said that in Geneva and in New York at UN. We are pro-life. Brazil is pro-life. And she's always saying that our ministry is like the ministry of joy and life. We're going to celebrate joy and life because life always means joy, And also, we see that education comes from family. For the first time, we're really thinking from the government to give the parents right to homeschool. In Brazil, we are not allowed to homeschool. This is incredible, isn't it? And the parents are the first interested in education, so they have to have this right. So we're going to give them, hopefully this month, as a provisional measure, I mean the education of like the right of homeschooling, and also we have that in family, like to accept people like dying or aging or like with love. Now, I've been to India last January to give classes, and I in Kolkata, and I went to see Mother Teresa's shrine. And I read a testimony there. There was a man that died with Mother Teresa, and he said, "I lived like a dog. I lived my whole life like a dog, and I'm dying as a human being. I'm being treated. I'm being like they care about me." And I was thinking about so many poor people that die. I mean, poor people, spiritual poor, because they are left for, the family lives in a hospital or they commit euthanasia because they are not loved. So we have to think about people dying with love too inside the family. Because I guess, I'm a philosophy of law professor, and my expertise is anthropology, philosophical anthropology. And I think, and we're talking about this in our government, we are suffering a crisis of love. Anthropologically, our society, our era, is suffering a crisis of love, right? So we have to make families like school of loves. I come from a family that I have 6 brothers. My parents they have 65 years together, and they love each other, and they conquer love every day. And my father always says that we have to conquer love every day. It's a daily conquer, no? And that was a school of love for me. I have a sister that she has 6 children too, and she has the 5th is Down syndrome children. And then she got pregnant again, and people were like, "How come that you're going to have another Down?" And I said, "What is?" No, the last one is not Down, but she said, "I am the 6th in my family. If my parents had thought like that, I wouldn't be here. So I'll go to the 6th child. I'm going to, so, and that's it. We have, and because she learned in a school of love. So I think we can do a school of love, And then instead of fighting social problems as suicide, abuse, violence, and self-mutilation and everything that we're fighting in Brazil now, we're going to avoid them. We're not going to have these problems because the family is strong. Then we think about, like, I'm almost ending, but we had a crisis of corruption. You all know, it seems like in history, the worst case of institutional corruption was Brazil in last years, And we had like 2 impeachments, and we have presidents in prison and everything. So we're thinking about ethical values. And this government was elected because of ethical values, right? And where do we get them? First of all, in the family, we have values, we have good example, we have like we fight self-interest, because parenting is not all about self-interest. It's like about giving yourself, where we learn to give ourselves and think about the family, as we said, So this is where we can change, from where we can change the country, from the family, with ethical values, with human values in the family, And I'm going to tell you, while ending, the 4 goals we have right now in Brazil. That is like the strength to make family bonds stronger. So my secretariat have three main parts, main functions. There is this to strengthen family bonds. Since the formation of a family, we're having also like anthropology of dating, what is to date, what is to start loving, and what's sexuality, human sexuality as a source of love, not a source of like a pleasure only, So we're teaching that from the government. That means like different style, right? And also helping parents to face sexuality, to talk about this with the children, to explain about marriage and everything, to be partnerships in their teenagers, with their teenagers, children, First of all, family bonds and intergenerational solidarity inside these bonds, Then also balance between work and family. We say that in a home, the woman can't be replaced. So we have to make her, be able to care for the home, be there, be beside her children, first of all, and then make the difference outside, have her job too, but first the home. I remember I was at Harvard, and I remember Marianne Glandon, the professor she was like amazing professor of history of legal thought, and she gave a talk at Harvard Law School on faith and service. It was like a different topic too. And a person said, how can you have a balance, because you have 3 or 4 children and and you give yourself to the university too. How can you have a balance between family and your job? And she said, there's no balance. There's no balance. My family comes first, and then the rest. So this is like a way of thinking. First, there I'm unreplaceable. So, and also I talk about intergenerational solidarity. We're not thinking about protection, but projection, like to count on people who have some experience and is aging, because they have a lot to say. They have a lot, and we can't put them aside, And also, we can't take their autonomy or freedom. We have to talk. We have to project them. We have to be with them and learn from them, So we want also the grandpas and mothers to be together in education inside the family, And the last thing is the impact of technology in the family. We are very, we have a super concern on this, because we know that lots of, for example, we are fighting suicide and self-mutilation. That is very strong in Brazil, And we see that it comes from the technologies, and people teach this, things through the internet or through the social media, So we are trying to balance, to have a balance in the use of technology. We're going to have a detox day there, where the families are going to put aside the WhatsApp and whatever, and they're going to take pictures together in the park and whatever, So because we want to show that sometimes the technology is taking away the dialogue inside the family. So we are trying to have this campaign be nice, leave your device, and be with people, Okay, and we think that ending really, that the empowerment of the family is going to be, a way of sustaining this society. And it's not an empowerment that comes from the top to the bottom, the government interfering in families' life. No, it's the other way around, is to make the families reflect, give families information, good information, is a positive way of empowering them, so that they can be really free in their choices. Because the ignorance is the worst no enemy of real freedom. And this is going to be not only a flourishment of the family, but it's going to be like a real development and a great investment in the common good as a consequence. That's it. Thank you.